All right, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, 2023. Today is March 17th, 2023. And no, what you're looking at is not a Jeopardy board or a concentration board. This is the selection show for the upcoming game of the week every Saturday. I'm doing that for the last couple of years. I did it for the 82 season, I did it for the 86 season, and now we're coming up upon a new season. I didn't call it NBC Game of the Week because there could be some seasons chosen that were not when NBC was carrying the Game of the Week. But in that style, I will go ahead and consider it the Game of the Week. And what we have here, we have 6 columns. In column 1 is the 1960s. Column 2 is the 1970s. Column 3, the 1980s, and you'll see that column 3 only has 5 selections. The reason being is the game of the week between myself and RJL, we've used a lot of the 80s seasons. So 1982, 1986, 1981, 1982, 1986, and 1988 have all been eliminated, but the rest of the 80s are there. Then we have the 90s, the 2000s, and then the 2010s. Along with 2022, that's also put in there. So we have a good selection, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the dice determine what we're going to eliminate. What we're going to do is we're going to narrow it down so we have one left from each of the 6 rows representing each of the 6 decades, and then I'll put those up to a vote, and majority vote wins. Hello, Ron and Tex Ags, how are you doing? So like I said, we're going to put it up to a vote, and you'll have 6 selections, one from each decade. Whichever decade wins, that's the decade I'll do. I've got a 9-sided or 10-sided die. I've got an 8-sided die and a 6-sided die. Now the 6-sided, hello Sean, how are you doing? Hello Beatles, how are you doing? The 6-sided die will determine which row I select from. 1 through 6. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to determine which row I select from. And then, especially with the ones with 8 selections in their decade, I'll roll an 8-sided die, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whichever number comes up, that's the one that's eliminated. I'll reveal that season. That will be taken away, and basically it's a war of attrition, so to speak, and whichever one is left at the end, the one that's left standing, will be the one people can vote on. So hopefully that's clear as mud. Let's see. Hello, Larry Harris, how are you doing? Beatles, if I didn't say hello to you, how are you doing? All right. I know this is kind of competing a little bit against the NCAA tournament, but we'll go with it. It was suggested to do it tonight because RJL, it was his suggestion because he is not doing a game tonight, so we figured this would be the time to do it. And I might even be able, I'm looking at the computer now, I might have a little more room to separate, to make a little bit more space here. And like I said, the 80s column is kind of limited. It's only 5 because I'm taking out the seasons that myself and RJL have already done. So 81, 82, 86, and 88 are not in there. The rest of the 80s are. There he is. Hello, RJL. How are you doing? Did you miss my setup, RJL? I have 6 columns. 60s, the decade of the 60s, the decade of the 70s, decade of the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and the 2010s. The 6-sided die is going to determine which column I go to. The 8-sided die is going to determine which one we have. Now, when all the columns get under 8 and down to 6, then I'll start using the 6-sided die for that as well. All right. And like I was telling them, the reason this column here only has 5 is because it's the 80s. And we've kind of I wouldn't say overdone the 80s, but between my RJL and myself, we've knocked out 4 the seasons of that decade. So that's the reason behind it. And the one left standing, you're going to have 6 different teams, one from each decade, or 6 different seasons, one from each decade. And that'll be up for a vote. and I'll probably have that going for at least a week. And I'm going to restrict the voting to simply the comments after the video is over, not in the live stream. But if you go back to the video after it's been posted or uploaded or whatever, then if you go in there in the comments section and just put the season you want, and I'll do like RJL did. If I like it, put a little heart by it. That means I've counted your vote and it's been registered and so forth. And let's see, today's March 17th. So I would say the voting will end next Sunday. So we'll give everybody a week, a little bit over a week actually. So we'll do it next Sunday, and I'll reveal the winner of the 6 that are left. All right, hello Doug, how are you doing? All right, so let's get this baby underway, and hopefully I won't screw it up. I was trying to follow the RJL model as best I could. So we got the 6-sided die. I'm gonna roll that. If we roll a 1, we're gonna be eliminating somebody from here. Roll a 2 from here, 3 here, 4 there, and so forth. So here we go. Only vote once. Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna write down not only the vote of the season, but I'll put the name beside it. I mean, if you have like 3 YouTube channels, then I can't do anything with that. But once I see that RJL has voted for a particular season, then if RJL votes again, I will ignore it. Or whoever. I just picked RJL to pick on him. All right, here we go. First one. It's a 1, so we're going to eliminate one of the 1960s. There are a total of 8 seasons. 8 seasons total. 61 is not in there because RJL already did 61, but all the other seasons are there. They're not in order. They're kind of randomly mixed, so I don't know which one is which. But we're going to roll the D8, and if we roll a 1, it's going to go here, 2 here, 3 here, so forth, all the way down to 8. So here we go. It's a 7. That means this one is gone. So this particular 1960s season is not going to be in the mix, and it is 1967. Too bad. It's one of my favorite seasons, but 1967 has been eliminated. Hello, Jeremy. How are you doing? So you see how the thing went, and once that's done, I'll kind of slide that up. Now there's 7 here, but there's still 8 over here. Everything else has 7, but the 2010s have 8. So we'll try to whittle this down a little bit. We roll a 2, so we're going to the 1970s. And there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. I'm going to roll the D8. And if I roll an 8, then I'll just re-roll it. But anything 1 through 7, we'll take what shows up. We'll roll a 7, so that means this one's gone from the 1970s. And the 1970 season that is going to be eliminated is 1972, another one of my favorites. So 2 of my favorites are gone already, unfortunately. But that's just the way it is. Hello, Dwayne Martz and G Puck. How are you doing? So, moving on along. 5, we're going over here to the 2000s. This incorporates 2000 to 2010 is in this bunch. Right in here. And again, we're going to roll the D8 because there's 7 of them there. If we roll the 8, we'll re-roll it. But anything 1 through 7, we'll be eliminating one of these. It's a 3, so that means this guy is gone. So this guy, I don't care if I bend him or not because it doesn't really matter. Eliminated is 2001. So 2001, the Space Odyssey is gone. So that season is out of the play. So hopefully you see what I'm doing here, and hopefully it makes sense. Roll a 3, so that means we got a 1980 season that's going to be eliminated. There's only 5 of them, so I'm going to roll a D6. And if I roll 1 through 5, we'll pick one. And if I do a 6, we'll re-roll. To 2, that means this guy is gone from the 80s. And that season is 1989. So 1989 is gone. And we'll keep going. A 6, so we're over here in the 2010s. And there's a total of 9 of them. So I'm going to roll the D8. There's 8 of them. I'm going to roll the D8. And roll a 4, so that means this guy is gone. So that guy there has been eliminated. And that season is 2014. So 2014 is gone. Now, it did not include 2015 because I'm doing that with the Demolition League, so that's why that's gone. But now 2014 is gone with it. So that one is gone. A 3, so we're back to the 80s. We're going to eliminate the 80s pretty quickly. We got 4 here. If I had a 4-sided die, I would use it, but I don't. So when you have the 6-sided die, and hopefully we won't roll a 5 or a 6. It's just a 1 through 4. 5 or a 6 is a re-roll. That's a 5. We're going to re-roll. Assuming I can put it through the chute there. 2, that means this guy is gone from the 80s. And that is 1984, so that one's gone. So 84 has been eliminated. 2, that means we're to the 70s. And there's a total of 6. So see which one's going to go from the 70s. It's a 6. That means it's this guy. This guy is gone. And it is 1970. 1970 has been eliminated. 3, so we're back to the 80s again. Boy, we're going to be going through that pretty quickly. So 1, actually what I'm going to do now is I'm going to count this as a 1 or a 2. That's a 3 or a 4, and that one's a 5 or a 6. So I'm going to keep re-rolling all the time. Hello, Steve Tower. How are you doing, sir? So this is a 1 or a 2. That's a 3 or 4. That's a 5 or a 6. It's a 4. That's the middle guy. That's this guy from the 80s. And this 80s season is no longer in play. It is 1980. So 1980 is out of the running. Try it again. A 1, so we're back to the 60s. And there's a total of 7. So we're going to bring out our D8 for that. And roll a 3, so that's this guy. This guy is gone from the 60s. And the 1960 season that's eliminated is 1968. So 68 is out of there. And if you're curious, whatever season wins, except for the few, there might be a couple of, whatever season is voted on, I should say, there might be a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, the game engine is going to be inside pitch. Now, there might be some where I'll do payoff pitch instead, but if I have it in payoff pitch, but otherwise it's going to be inside pitch. And it might be 1 or 2 that I'll have to do in strat if I pick that season. So just for reference, but the best chance is going to be inside pitch. 2, so we're back to the 70s, and that's a 5. So we roll 1 through 5. If we get a 6, we re-roll. That's 6, so we re-roll. It's a 2, so this guy is gone from the 70s, and the 1970 season that is out of play is 1974. So 74 is eliminated. It's a 2. We're back to the 70s again. It's a 1 through 4 result. That's a 3. It's this guy. This guy is gone from the 70s, and that season is 1973. So 73 is out of there. And again, if we get to the 70s, it'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deal. 5, we go over here to the 2000s. There's a total of 6, so that makes it easy for a D6. Hello, Steeler fan. How are you doing? And that is a 6, so it's this guy's gone from the 2000s, and it is 2009. So 2009 is eliminated. 6, so we're coming here to the 2010s. And there's a total of 7, so we'll need the D8. For roll of 8, I'll re-roll. Anything else, we'll take what's there. That's a 5, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy, number 5, is going to be eliminated, and it is 2016. So 2016 is gone. Now we're down to 6 there. So the only one that's got a lot is the 90s. That still has 7 remaining because I haven't rolled many 4s. 1, we're back to the 60s, 6 remaining, and that's a 6. So this guy is gone from the 60s, and it is 1965, the year I was born. That is gone. 4, so now we get to the 90s, and there's a total of 7. So we're going to use the D8, and if we roll an 8, we re-roll. Anything else, take whatever the number says. That's a 6, so it's this guy. So this guy is gone from the 90s, and it is 93. 1993 is gone. All my favorite seasons are being eliminated, but that's just the luck of the draw. Now we're back to the D6. 6, we're over here to the 2010s. That's a 2, so this guy is gone. And the season that is eliminated, 2017, so no trash cans. Trash cans have been taken out. Take out the trash. It is gone. 5, we're right here in the 2000s. To 3, this guy is gone. So that guy is gone. I needed more space here, didn't I? This guy is the one that's gone, and the season in 2000s that is gone is 2002, Moneyball. Moneyball has been eliminated. No Moneyball. 4, back to the 90s again. That's a 6. That means this guy is gone. And that season is 1990. Very popular season, but it didn't make the cut, unfortunately. 2, back to the 70s. There's only 3 of them there again. 1 or 2, 3 or 4, or 5 or 6. 3, that means this guy in the middle is eliminated. So let's move them over here. So the 1970 season that is eliminated is 1977. Again, another one of my favorite seasons. That is gone. So obviously, you know this is not rigged because all my favorite seasons are being eliminated. All right, 5, we're back to the 2000s, and there's 4 of them there. We roll a 6, so we're going to re-roll. 6 again. Come on, I got to do something better than that. 3, there we go. This guy is gone in the 3rd position. So from the 2000s, we eliminate 2008, the Phillies World Series. That is gone. And we're dwindling them down pretty good. 1, we're back to the 1960s. There's 5 of them still remaining from the 60s. And we get 6, so we got to re-roll. 5, this one. 1960s season eliminated is, whoops, if I can turn it over correctly. These are on paper, not on cardstock, so they kind of get bent up. 1964, eliminated. Great pennant race in 64, but it's been eliminated. 2, so now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty because there's only 2 left from the 1970s. So basically, this is a 1, 2, or 3, and that's a 4, 5, 6. Whichever one I hit is eliminated. The last one standing will be the one to vote on. All right, Steeler fan, we'll let you be the arbiter of that particular thing. But again, 1, 2, 3 for that one, 4, 5, 6 for that one. We get a 2, so this one is eliminated. This is the last season standing. The one eliminated is 1971. So the 1970 season that you get to vote on is 1975. 1975 made the cut. So that's a possibility. And 1975 would definitely be, well, I could do replay baseball or I could do inside pitch. I've got 2 options on that. So, or I could do a little bit of both. We'll wait and see. If that season wins, that is. But now, we come down here and go to the next one. Get a 3. That's the 1990s, and there's 5 of them. And of course, I roll a 6 when there's 5 of them. That made sense, didn't it? 3. That's this guy. This guy is eliminated. And the season in the 90s that is eliminated is 1992. 1992 is gone. 5. That means we're over here on the 2000s. And there's 3 of them left, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We roll a 2. That's the top one here. This one's eliminated from the 2000s, and it is 2000. So 2000 season is gone. 2, we're back here, so now we're down to the nitty-gritty for the 1980s. They're down to 2 seasons that are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one standing. Let's see. We get a 4. That means this one is gone. This is the last one standing. The season in the 80s that's eliminated is 1987, which is the one I thought about doing initially anyway, but that's now gone. And the season that is in play is 1983, and I can tell you right now that would be on payoff pitch. This one inside pitch, this one payoff pitch, most likely. If that affects people's voting, I don't know. All right. Winding down. 5, but I don't have a 5, so let's keep going. 3, that's these 2, so we're going to make the last of the 2000s. There's 2 of them left. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. This one is gone. This one is the last one standing. The one that is gone is 2007. That's gone. The sole survivor is 2010. I believe that was the Giants and the Rangers, I think, were the World Series in that one. So now we're down. We've got 3 decades to go. Let's space these out just a bit. We got the 2000s, we got the 90s, and we got the 60s to determine. And now, since we're down to 3 rows, or 3 columns, I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just so I don't have to keep rolling all the time. 6, so we're under here. So it's a 1 through 5 roll. And we get 2. So in the 2010s, the elimination is 2012. I believe that was the other Giant World Series against, maybe they were against the Rangers. I'm trying to remember 2010, 2012. I start to not remember who did what. But anyway, 3, so that's this one in the middle. And it's a 1 to 4 roll. It's a 2, so this guy is gone. And this season that's eliminated from the 90s is 1994. I was going to do that, would have been a payoff pitch had it won, but it did not. Two, that's the 1960s. We got a 1 through 4 for the 1960s. And of course that's a 6. I got to re-roll it. 3, that's this guy from the 1960s. He is gone. And that is 1960. No Bill Mazeroski home run around here. He's eliminated. 3, that is 1, 2, 3. That's this column here in the middle, the 1990s. And again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, it's the top guy. So he's eliminated from the 90s, and that is 1998. No steroids. 1998 is gone. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're back to the final 2 here, the 90s. 1 survives, 1 moves on, 1 goes home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 5. This guy is eliminated. This guy survives. The elimination is 1991. 1991 has been eliminated. That means the surviving season in 1990 is 1995. Cleveland Indians fame. That would be inside pitch if that season won. So now we're down to these final 2. And again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the columns. And that's a 4, so we're under the 2010s. 4, and that's this guy. So in the 2010s, 2022 just got eliminated. Somebody was just asking about that. 2022 got eliminated. It was in there. It was in there and it got eliminated. So now we're down to these 3 from each decade. And again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on both columns. 6, so we're under this column, and it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 1. This guy is gone. And that season eliminated is 2013. Another Boston Red Sox World Series down the chute. 3, so we're under this one. And it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 result. 1, that's this one. This one is gone from the 60s, and it is 1962. No horrible Mets teams. They're gone. And now we got 2 from the 60s and 2 from the 2000s. 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means this one. So we got the final 2 here in the 2010s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for that one. To 2, this one is gone. This one survives. The one that's gone is 2011. I know IDJ likes his Cardinals in 2011, but they are gone. So the next one that survives is 2018. That is a Red Sox World Series team as they pounded the Dodgers in that series. So those are the 5 so far, and they're going to be joined by one of the 60s. And it's going to be very simple. 1, 2, 3 for that one. 4, 5, 6 for that one. 3, that means this one's eliminated. That one survives. The elimination is 1963. So the surviving 1960 season is 1966. And I think that was one of the ones that was in RJL's voting at one point. That was the Orioles beating the, and that would be inside pitch as well. So from what I can see here, from what I can tell here, if it makes any difference on the voting, and I'll try, I don't know if it would show up very well. These two would be payoff pitch. These two, or these 4, would be inside pitch. So we got these 2 seasons would be payoff pitch. These 4 would be inside pitch. Don't know if that makes a difference or not in your voting, if you want to see one game versus the other. But these are the 6 seasons that are involved. And of course, I could do inside pitch on all these because all these seasons are available through inside pitch. Except maybe, I think 2010 is available in inside pitch. I'm not sure. I think it is. So if it is, I'll purchase it to get it. But there you go. There's the 6 choices. One from each decade, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, and 2010s. Now, I did include the 2010 with the 2000s because I wanted the 2022 in here. So to make it even, more balanced, I did put the 10s over here. So that's why we technically have 2 of the 2010s, which is kind of, that's just the way it worked out. What are you going to do? What years are the payoff pitch seasons? 1983 and 2018 would be, I do have those in payoff pitch. So they would be payoff pitch most likely. I don't have these in inside pitch, so they would definitely be payoff pitch because I already have these in hand. This 75 I have inside pitch already. These 3 I do not, but I would certainly purchase that season if it wins. Replay, I do have 75 in replay baseball, so I could do that as well. In fact, I could make 75 replay. I do have an inside pitch and replay, so I could kind of do a hybrid of both on this one. We'll wait and see. Actually, I guess what I'll do is whatever season wins, then I'll maybe get some feedback on what game engine would be preferred. But for sure, I don't have these 3 seasons at all in any game engine. So it would be inside pitch because I think when you do these videos, I think inside pitch presents itself the best. The cards are big, they're colorful. Payoff pitch is very, very close. Stratomatic is very hard because you can't really, they don't show up very well. Replay shows up halfway decent. So there will be, one thing for sure is this will be Stratomatic free. There will not be any Stratomatic, no Stratomatic in this at all. It will strictly be either inside pitch, payoff pitch, or replay. One of those 3 engines would be involved. There would not be any Stratomatic. There would not be any Status Pro. There would not be any APA. Now, I do have the 75 season in History Maker, but I doubt I would use that. I would probably, because that, again, it's kind of hard to show up on that. And so I would probably lean towards either inside pitch or replay for 75, or maybe do both. Maybe do the National League in one game engine, the American League in the other, or something like that. But those are the 6 seasons right there. Yeah, poor Stratomatic. Well, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I'm still trying to finish up the Stratomatic Demolition League, so I feel like I've been stratting for so long that I need to go back and do something else. I don't know if Payoff Pitch even has some of these seasons, but I wish if they did, I would purchase them. But like I said, I've got 2018 and 1983. I've got both those in Payoff Pitch. I really would like to play some more Payoff Pitch, but ideally, Inside Pitch is the one that really, I think presents itself the best on the videos for the game of the week, or like RJL is doing as well. The other question is, do I have some of these in the computer to be able to, sim the rest of it? Well, there is a possibility that I could be like RJL and use fast score. But the problem with that is if I'm only playing a game every Saturday, that's an awful lot of fast scoring in between. So what I made, and I don't know, I have to wait and see how it plays out. 75 I have on Replay PC. So in 2018 I have on Replay PC. Both those I have on Replay PC. So, and I think Replay offers some of these as well. I could always purchase them if I had to. But anyway, there you go. Like I said, I was going to do 1987 and just have it be that, but I thought about it with RJL. I just did 86, and RJL is doing 88, so I thought 87 would be a little bit, kind of the same kind of players and everything, and it might be nice to see other players rather than the same guys all the time. I don't know. But anyway, so let me give you a second way to vote. I just thought of it. If you don't want to do the comment, then you could send me an email. And my email is this. And don't laugh because I still use AOL.com. Yes, I'm an old fogey. That's David A, as an apple, 5205 at AOL.com. So if you prefer to send an email, you can use that and email me there, or you can use the comment section of the video. Either one. And like I said, once I see, I'll do what RJL does. When I see the vote, I will write your name down and I will put a heart or a like next to it, so you will know that your vote has been counted. So no hanging chads, no anything weird with voting. It's just going to be no rigged. It's just going to be whatever the masses want. There are no electoral votes. This is popular vote only. So today is March the 17th. So what do you guys think should be a reasonable cutoff for the vote? I'll put that up to a vote for you guys and see what you think. Do you think 1 week is plenty of time? Or do you think I should go a little longer or a little shorter? What do you think, Mr. Robert? Because you usually do a lot of the voting or have a lot of votes. What do you think, a week? I do remember VHS. Yes, I do. I actually remember beta before VHS. So today is the 17th, so let's see. We're going to call it, I'm going to say the 20, I guess it'll be the 24th. Yep, the 24th, next Friday. Next Friday. I'll look at anything that's dated on that Friday. You're doing a season review show next Friday? Reveal show, cool. But okay, but you need to know what season not to include. That's the other thing. So maybe I should do it on Thursday. I think I'm gonna. All right, I'm gonna make the decision now. Cutoff or deadline, whatever you want to call it, is 3/23/23. How about that? 3/23/23 Thursday at 11:59 p.m. on Thursday is going to be the end of the voting. You think go to Wednesday? 23rd, I think 23rd will be fine. And then once I tabulate the votes, I do a reveal. Oh, okay, you're talking about me doing a reveal show. Okay, I'm sorry, I mistook that. Yeah, so we'll do a cutoff here. We'll make it 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Is the cutoff. So any vote that gets in prior to that, I will count. And then on Friday evening, after RJL's game that he has on for Inside Pitch, I will come on and do a reveal show, and I will also state which game engine it's going to be, and that will also give me time to get everything ready for the first part of April, get all the cards done, whether wait for it to come in the mail or if I already have them in stock or whatever, pick out the games of the Saturday games of that particular season, which ones I'm going to play, what computer system I'm going to use to keep track of everything and so forth, and we'll go from there. But interesting seasons. Like I said, I was only 1 year old in 1966, so I don't know anything about that season. I remember 75 from the World Series. Don't remember the season, but I remember the World Series in 75. And season ticket. I don't have season ticket. I just got the demo from the PDF from the free stuff. So season ticket's not. I mean, it's okay. It's just not anything I'd want to purchase. Do it during Robert's game. It'll give you something good to watch in that time slot. Are you saying that RJL's multiple games of the year are not binge worthy? He had last night was one of the game of the year candidates. So I don't know how he's going to pick a game of the year candidate because he's got like about 20 or 30 of them going right now. So he might put that up to vote. I don't know. Hello, Mark. How you doing? So 11:59 on Thursday, March the 23rd, 2023 will be the cutoff for the voting. Those are your 6 seasons. Like I said, once you vote, I will in the comments or via email. And if you vote via email, then I'll just hit a reply email saying your vote's been recorded. Or if you vote in the comments of the video, then I will like your vote and I'll get a little heart next to it, and that will let you know that I've recorded your vote. And I'll keep a little notebook or couple spreadsheet or whatever, and probably a little Excel spreadsheet. Well, thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. So I will do probably a spreadsheet and get that set up and tally the votes for these 6 seasons and see which one wins. I think someone had a comment in RJL's video last night that there aren't enough modern seasons and that maybe we overdo the 80s. I don't know. Some people like the older seasons. So you got your pick here, 6 different decades. Technically, these are the same decade, but this one falls in with the 2000s. So what are you going to do? That's just the way it came out because I want to do the 22. Tab gets to sleep right now, I think. I don't think she would even know what's going on with that. So can everybody read the glares on this video? I hope everybody can read the email on there pretty good. There you go. There's the email. And if you wonder where the email came from, it's very interesting. My first name, obviously, is part of the email. But I used to have season tickets to the Richmond Braves before they bolted down to Gwinnett. And I sat in section 205, row A, seat 5. So that's how I picked it out. It was section 205, row A, seat 5 at the Diamond, or cubic zirconia as we call it because it's such a crappy ballpark. But that's how it came. It's my first name. It's section 205, which is the front row of the upper deck, and then row A, which is the first row of the upper deck, and then seat 5. That's how that came about. Yeah, I figured if Tony Porter votes, he'll probably vote for 83 just for Tom Seaver with the Mets. I'm kind of figuring that one out. Like I said, I'm not that familiar with the 75 pennant race. I knew that I thought the Reds kind of blew away everybody in 75. I don't know about Pittsburgh or Boston or Oakland. I thought they all kind of won it pretty easily, but I could be wrong. I just remember 75 because of the World Series. And, of course, 66 is the one season that did not have divisions. You just had your basic 18s. Yes, Sean, the Flying Squirrels are there now, and they're supposed to be, fingers crossed, but they're supposed to be doing 2 things. One, Major League Baseball is having to do renovations to the stadium this year to get it up to standards. And then they're supposed to be breaking ground and having a new stadium in 2025. So I'll believe it when I see it, because the town council in Richmond can't get anything done. They never can, never have. And so it's a lot of talk, and I'll believe it when I see it. Put it that way. I will believe it when I see it. So, all right, we got our first vote. How about that? Hello, Jeremy. How you doing? You're voting for 1995. All right. I don't have a way to do a heart in the thing here. I don't think I can. I can do it once the video ends and you just go straight to the comment part. I can do it, but yeah, typical politicians. They just I don't want to get to politics, but it's just horrible. Going way back in the day, we could have had. I think that's how Charlotte got so big, is because of one of the was it Piedmont or one of the Eastern or one of those airlines wanted to put a hub here, and they couldn't get the deal done, so they ended up going to Charlotte, and that's how Charlotte exploded, because they got that nice hub there. I will post the season in the comments, right? Yeah, what I can do, Tex, is I can go in after the video is over. I'll go back into the comments section or in the show notes, or whatever you want to call it, and put in the 6 teams, even though they're right there for the video there. But we'll figure it out somehow or another. I mean, it's got a week to go, and it's majority rule. So, and I don't want to give any spoilers in the middle of the voting, so I won't say like this season's way ahead or this season's ahead, because I don't want to influence anybody else's vote. I want them to all come in, thinking that everything still has a chance. So I know personally which one I would vote for, but I'm going to stay out of that. I'm going to let everybody else vote. I'm okay with any. I just have fun doing it, so I really don't care what season it is. And like I said, the reason I didn't call it the NBC Game of the Week is because NBC only had these 3. They were doing the Game of the Week in these seasons. Once we got to here, it was Fox or whoever's doing Game of the Week. So CBS or Fox. CBS might have had it in 95. Fox, I know, had it here. So I didn't want to call it the Fox or the NBC Game of the Week. I just called it the Saturday Game of the Week. So, but what I may do, it's possible, I'm thinking about it, is maybe doing a midweek game on Wednesday of whatever season's chosen, and that way I can do fast score. Then way I'd only be doing like 2 or 3 days worth of fast score instead of trying to do a whole week at one time, because that's an awful lot to sit through. So that's a thought as well, if I don't have it on PC to sim the other stuff. So go ahead and say rigged. Okay. All right. Well, it's not rigged for me, because all the seasons I really, really wanted got eliminated pretty early. So I didn't do a very good job of sorting, apparently, or rolling, because the seasons got eliminated pretty bad. And I wanted to do this live, because that way you would know there's no way of rigging anything, because it's live. And it's just the way it goes. All right, so there you have it. What time is it? It's almost 9 o'clock. I may record. After this, I may set up and record Game 1, Mets and Seattle, and post it tomorrow. That may be I don't want to do 2 live streams back to back, so I may do that and post it that way, because I want to go ahead and get that series on the way and get it moving, so I can get done. But before this, hopefully before this starts. So I've got to get rolling here, because there's a best of 5 on each one, and then there's a best of 5 after that. So got to get that rolling and pick up speed, and that way I'm not crossing over. I want to get one thing done before I do the other and get where I need to be. So I'll probably do a lot of recording on those other series to kind of get them going, and I can do a faster recording than I can try to do a live stream. So, all right, there you have it, folks. There are your 6 seasons. Either vote in the comments of the video, or you can vote send me an email to this email address, and do it by Thursday night, 11:59 Eastern Time, March 23rd, and I will tally the votes. And on Friday, basically around the same time, around 8 Eastern on Friday. Well, maybe not, because Robert's probably doing a game then. So after Robert's game on Friday, then I will do the reveal show. I'll probably wait 15 minutes after Robert's done, because he needs time to put his stuff away and everything. And then about roughly 15 minutes after his video's over, then I'll do the reveal show. Maybe I'll just do it at 9 o'clock, call it 9 o'clock next Friday, and do a reveal show to see who wins and which game engine it's going to be. And maybe, if I have time, maybe I'll do a quick, I'll do an opening day game from that, or either a preview game like Robert did, with maybe the World Series teams of that year, whoever it happens to be, and we'll see how it goes. Again, if it's 1983 or 2018, it's a very good chance it'll be payoff pitch. If it's these 4 seasons, it's a good chance it's going to be inside pitch. If it's 75, it could be replay baseball. So there's, if that factors into your voting, I just wanted to put that up, right away. If it's 66, 95, or 2010, it's definitely inside pitch. If it's these two, it's most likely going to be payoff pitch. If it's this one, it's either going to be replay or inside pitch. So, like I said, if that, I think it will be, Steve. Like I said, 1966, I don't know. Like I said, I was only 1 year old, so I don't know a whole lot about it, other than it was Koufax's last season, and the Orioles upset them in the World Series. Other than that, I don't know a whole lot about it. 95, the only thing I remember about 95 is it was actually the only season I went to spring training to see the Scabs. I was down in Florida visiting a friend in 95 to see the Scabs before they got back to the real players. But I did see, it's the only spring training game I ever went to, but it was no major leaguers, it was all Scabs. It was still fun nonetheless. And then, of course, 75, of course, how do you forget 75? That's one of the best there is. 83, that's the Phillies and the Orioles World Series. And, of course, 2018, Dodgers get blasted by the Red Sox. And 2010, I believe it was the Giants and the Rangers. And, of course, the Cleveland-Atlanta World Series was really nice in 95 as well. So, like I said, it's interesting to see which one you guys choose. And we'll let the votes determine it. I'm keeping hands off. I'm going to follow whatever the majority rule is, and we'll go from there. All right, folks. I appreciate you stopping by for this. For those watching it later, please leave a vote in the comments, and I will, once I put a little heart next to it, it means I've tabulated your vote. Or if you want to email me, you can email me to this address, and I will email you back saying I've registered your vote. Yes, just like the Edwin Diaz. Yes, absolutely. So anyway, hope you guys are enjoying your St. Patrick's Day, your weekend, whatever happens to be. I don't know how your brackets are doing. I didn't fill one out, but we had 2 state teams in the tournament, but they are now both gone. One I'm happy about, one I'm not happy about, but it's just how it is. So I really could care less who wins the tournament now. I really don't have any skin in the game, or not a fan of anyone that's in there, or an anti-fan. I guess I'm an anti-Duke, but other than that, I don't care. As long as Duke doesn't win, I'm happy. Anybody else wins, fine by me. Might be kind of neat to see Houston play in Houston for the finals. I don't know, but we'll see. A lot of block dragons there. All right, everybody. Enjoy your weekend, and I'm going to set up and record Game 1 of the other semifinal between the Mariners and the Mets. And that's going to be Jacob deGrom against King Felix. And I'll record that tonight, and I'll upload that for some time to be shown on Saturday, so we can get one game in on each one, and then I'll start trying to plot away at those games so they can get that stuff done before this starts, because April will be here before we know it, and I don't want to have too much overlap. Yeah, I was kind of surprised, Tex. I thought they would I thought Buzz Peterson would have them going pretty good, but boy, they just kind of laid an egg. So, like many teams did, Arizona did the same thing. So, that's why it's called March Madness, I guess. All right, so that's going to do it from here. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Enjoy playing any game you play in your hobby, no matter what the game engine is. And if you're a basketball fan, of course, enjoy the NCAA tournament and spring training. Should be going on right now, I imagine. I think there's spring games going on right now, along with the World Baseball Classic. So you got your fill of baseball, I suppose, to get your appetite whet. RJL will be back on tomorrow night with another one of his games. Happy gaming, as Steve says. Yes, absolutely. Happy gaming indeed, Mr. Tower. Happy gaming. And, yeah, that's about it. I'm going to get set up and get this other game going so I can finish in a reasonable time and get some sleep. So until next time, or until maybe tomorrow, I guess, is when I'll post the video. Till tomorrow, when I do Seattle and the Mets, game 1 of that semifinal. Till then, enjoy playing whatever game. You're going to Three Rivers in about 10 minutes, probably for your season ticket, 1990, I believe, right? Yep. I love the season ticket cards. I've only played the game once. Maybe I got to play it more to get used to it or watch it more. I don't know. It's there, but I got so many other things going on right now. I guess I can't really delve into that too much. But they do have a wonderful rare play system. I will say that. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road. Good night, everybody.